Okay guys, this is another TV show recommendation and review. Now, this series is currently in its 5th season, and as a result, I started recording it, but since of course I have to clear off space in my DVR, I have to watch it. But it doesn't really matter because there's no real established continuity in the series. There is something like that, but not really. And I don't really care. I love watching this show. It's on FX. It's Louie. Created, written, and directed, and even co-edited by Louie C.K., who I think is one of the funniest stand-up comedians today. I've seen some of his stand-up. He is so funny. He has a fantastic blend of crude, everyday humor, insult humor, dark comedy. Like, he's crude, he's crass. It's awesome. He's so damn witty. He's so funny. Unlike Adam Sandler. Now, of course, Adam Sandler doesn't do dark comedy, but his screwball comedy, and he's a complete opposite of Adam Sandler because he's not funny. And also, he at least puts effort, and his humor works because at least it makes sense. The jokes work. And the show Louie is actually semi-autobiographical. This series is based around, like, Louie plays himself, plays himself. A comedian trying to raise 2 daughters in New York City. And he's divorced. He's in his 40s. Like mid-40s, I believe, at the beginning of the series. Now he's in his late 40s because, he's growing older. It's been 5 years. Yeah. This show's amazing. Okay, but this show is one of my favorite shows on TV today and of all time. It is so funny. There are elements of dark comedy, there's a lot of crude humor, and there's also satire. There's some satire involving to the news subject, to like whenever they do like show the news subjects, whenever they do that, like when they ever have anything that relates to like the media or something like that, they always satirize it, and it's always biting satire. It's so funny. It reminds me of the older episodes of The Simpsons, because that's when the show was good, the 90s basically, when it was starting, to the 90s, although really only one episode aired in 1989. That show was so funny though. This show is so funny. Louie also has some great writing, great acting and directing, good editing, and it's actually a real... This is a comedy with real quality. It's really a good comedy. It's smart. It has a great... It's a very thoughtful, insightful examination of a comedian's life. Like what he goes through in life. There's a lot of awkward situations actually. And I really like this. See, we've all seen comedies before with awkward situations, but really they don't come off as funny to us. It just comes off as awkward to us instead. Truly awkward. However, Louie does it in a way that's funny. Awkward to him and the characters, but not to us. We're laughing our asses off. I laugh my ass off so much to the show. There are times where I just sometimes lose it laughing because that's how funny it is. They put so much effort into making it funny. I mean, there are so many great jokes, like sex jokes. Actually, there's this one thing involving, like, Ricky Gervais is a guest star. He plays, like, one of Louie's doctors, and he makes these incredibly hilarious, medical jokes. Like, disease jokes. They are perfect. I mean, not only is that really stretching the limits of it's rated TVMA, and of course it's a cable show, so they have less restrictions, but seriously, this kind of almost pales in comparison to HBO and Showtime, but still, that is good. They use the best of what they have, and seriously, it's funny. I mean, he made some jokes that could be offensive, yet they're not. They're hilarious. They're just fucking hilarious. There's also some great guest stars on the show. I mean, you have Sarah Silverman. Now, I never really seen her stand up. I heard she does get hate. There's Jerry Seinfeld. We all love him for Seinfeld. Who does not? Love that show so much. Also, I love Larry David. I've seen a few episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is also a show about nothing that was created by Larry David, and it stars him. It even has guest stars by Seinfeld, by Jerry, I believe, and a few other cast members, Larry's friends. It's improvised. It is also a great show. It's on HBO. Check it out. I might do a review on that later in the future when I probably finish a few seasons. I have no idea. But seriously, for what I've seen, it is so funny. Great improv. Back to Louie. Dude, this show is really very funny. I mean, I was lost somewhere, but... Oh yeah, the guest stars. There's also Chris Rock, who's funnier than Grown Ups 2 and Grown Ups. God fucking damn it. Fucking Adam Sandler. I'm gonna do a video on why I hate him. There's also guest stars like I don't know who else. I mean, there are some other people involved, but there's not a lot of bigger names. Oh, Pamela Adlon. She's on Californication, and I think that's a good show. There's a lot of great sex value to it. There's a lot of great nudity. It's rewarding, but whatever. It's a funny show. It's a really funny show. Great dialogue. Some of the best dialogue I've ever heard on a TV show. Sharp, witty one-liners. Thank you, David Duchovny. You ever seen The X-Files? Any of you? If you guys ever seen The X-Files, check it out. It's on Netflix. I've seen a few episodes. They're pretty good. Good chemistry between David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. Also good, has pretty good sci-fi. And even some good elements of horror, which were pretty good at the time. Anyways, there aren't a lot of huge guest stars. There are some. Oh, there's even one from David Lynch. David Lynch, if you don't know who the guy is, he's a director. He's one of the. He's more of a surrealist director, like Tim Burton and... well, really like Tim Burton in terms of like the weird stuff, in terms of the surrealist images and the ideas he provides in his movies. Like Mulholland Drive, The Elephant Man, Blue Velvet. I haven't seen them, but he is a very surrealist filmmaker. And he's also created the show Twin Peaks, which is actually coming back for a new season on Showtime after being canceled so many years ago. I have not seen this show yet. I really want to, and it's probably obvious that once I start watching the show, I'll probably be excited for the new season, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There's also, I think there's even a guest appearance, a cameo from Buzz Aldrin. And it scores satire, some of the best I've ever seen on a show. Especially in this stupid decade when comedy, I think, is shit. Fuck Adam Sandler. Fuck all these comedies keep coming out. Thank God we have people like Wes Anderson. Seriously, we should be grateful for that. Also, David O. Russell. I mean, that guy, he's been making comedies for a while. He made Three Kings, which I thought was actually really good. We all love Silver Linings Playbook. I actually really like American Hustle. And he's coming up with a new movie, some other comedies. And I'm really hopeful that he can really keep the comedy genre going at a time where I think it's at one of its lowest, because comedy, I think, sucks. Louie has a lot of great humor. But also, it's very thoughtful. It's a very smart look at a comedian's life. Sorry, my nose is itchy. It's always that. What the fuck is that about? It's a very thoughtful look at someone's life. It's very smart, it's honest, and it's humor, and it's emotion. There's real emotion in this, guys. There's some great, good, like how the thing is structured, it has like non-linear events. Sorry guys, it's really itchy my nose. Why the hell is that? There's non-linear segments. Like how it works is that there are some segments where he's doing stand-up, and there are times where he's also like doing like this. There's like an event going on in his life. It's just normal life. See, he portrays life normally. It doesn't portray in such an like they try to make all these little things like insignificant events big. Now they do split some episodes into parts, and it works. But it's just him going through life. It's nothing special really. There are some things that I do find special and heartfelt, but it's still life. But you still get a feeling of it. You still invest yourself in those storylines because they're entertaining, they're thoughtful, they're any of them. They can even be both. They could be one or the other, doesn't matter because they still are fantastic. I've never found one flat episode in this show. I've always found myself laughing whenever he's doing his stand-up skits and the actual skits taking place. There's no real continuity. I mean, you can tell the years passing with the characters aging, him, his kids. In the show he has 2 daughters and he's divorced. You do see his wife sometimes, and his wife is remarried and shit. Yeah, there's a lot of great elements of comedy in here. I mean, I laughed my ass off so many times. There's also some great acting. Louis C.K., he's a guy, he's still funny, but you do feel for him because he's a guy who's depressed sometimes, he's fat, he's old, he's aware of it, he sometimes makes fun of it, but there still is a real source of melancholy in him. Like, he's really sad, and you feel for him. Same with like all the other characters who are sad. Pamela Adlon, she's one of the funniest characters on the show. I love her. It was so sad when she left, I think when she was absent from, I think, the 3rd season. Why the 3rd season? Thank God she came back, because I loved her. She was one of my favorite characters on the show. She made me laugh my ass off almost all the time, because she had some of the best lines I ever heard, and always stole the scene whenever she was on screen. Oh my God, it was awesome. God fucking knows what the fuck. It's just a really funny show. It's so honest and it's emotion. I mean, there's real drama. it has a great way of delivering the laughs. It doesn't force it. They don't. Sometimes it's almost low key, and also how it's shot. It looks like it reminds me of an independent film, like how it's shot. Its production values, editing, cinematography, lighting. It's just cool. Also, it's so refreshing to see a comedy like this. Like I said about the show Girls, this has a more mature and melancholy tone. That's what it has. See, just like Girls, Louie has a more melancholy and mature tone, and it works because not only is it appealing to a higher demographic, which of course is intended for, it manages to really be watchable, and you can understand, you can enjoy it. There's a lot of things I like about it. There's a lot of great. See, there's some odd sequences. There's almost something you can find a little surreal in some episodes, but it doesn't matter because the show always has that charm, that appeal that so many comedy shows, movies, TV shows, sitcoms are just lacking today. This is a show that you should watch. It's on Netflix right now. They're airing the 5th season on FX right now. Watch it. It is so good. It's one of my favorite shows on TV. It is so damn funny. One of my favorite shows of all time. One of the best shows of the 2010s. Watch it! 5 out of 5. Not fucking kidding. I'm not even done with the series. I mean, the series is still going. They're obviously going to get another season out. Because, I mean, they don't have to do anything new. I mean, sure, they can still do it, but they still have to give off some different storylines. But still, it has that sincerity and hilarity that I still love. I mean, it still has that blend of sincerity and hilarity. It's just awesome. The show is always at the top of its game and manages to make all these sitcoms look like shit. Watch Louie. Anyways, guys, comment below if you've seen Louie, what do you think of it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.